Sorry, it looks like that previous video cut out. So you're gonna read them their read-off letter after you show them the video about the different needs, and the person you saw before them may have different needs and wants than the person who you're gonna see after them. You're a busy person. You get to see as many people as you can. You're trying to help as many families as you can. However, you can't reach everybody. So you show them the video and you read the read-off letter, and so that they know that it's important, because you can't visit everyone. It's important that they make a decision today. You won't be able to come back. You may not be able to come back. We're trying to get everybody, as many people as we can. So you've read that. You fill out the complimentary needs analysis, and then you've got, and it'll tell you what videos you need to play, and you'll introduce each video. You'll go, oh hey, this first video is going to be about mortgage, about final expenses, and you'll play the final expenses video. You'll re-explain the final expenses video, and then you'll bring it home to them. You'll be like, hey, if you died, who's going to pay for how are you going to pay for your funeral? Because funerals are dang expensive, and you can't put that emotion, you can't put that financial burden on your family on top of the emotional burden that they're going to have because you're dead. That's just, you can't do that. It's important to protect them. So sorry, there's a bug. So you do that. Then I think next is the mortgage protection. If assuming they have a mortgage, if they die, how are they going to pay it off, right? If they pay it off before they die, hey, I'm sure they can always cancel the mortgage policy. But that's also, hey, that's money that more money to help pay for their funeral and stuff once they die. The college expense fund, same thing. It'll just in case something happens, they'll still be able to send their kids to college. Their kids aren't gonna have to not skip college, because college is danged expensive, and really it's a pretty good idea to save money for it. So this will just help them have that, just in case something should happen before their kids get to go to college. And if their kids decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to go to college, I want to start a small business. It's just, if they're dead, it's their kids' money. It's up to the kids. So the customer doesn't have to worry that oh, if their kid doesn't want to go to college, they're not gonna get any of these benefits, and it's just been a complete waste of my money. Because let's be honest, college isn't for everybody, and it would help the customer's peace of mind to know that their kid would still be able to have access to that, even if they decide not to go to college. Talked about the mortgage, the income. They're going to be dead. If they're the primary source of, or if they're the primary source of income for their family, there's going to have to be a period of time. You're going to have to let the family grieve, and you're going to have to let the family have a little bit to realize that, hey, the primary earner is dead. We have to adjust. We have to do something. And this gives them the opportunity to do that without rushing, and this gives them time to grieve, where they don't have to worry about expenses, where they don't have to worry about the power turning off, and them having to move out and not have the peace, not be able to stay put and honor this person's memory. And then we scroll down, and we get the form. We sign up for as much stuff as we can, and we get the form, and then we got to talk about numbers. I mean, nobody likes to talk about numbers. Okay, some people love to talk about numbers. I mean, like, my dad's an accountant. I'm a salesperson. You know, we love to talk numbers. But not everybody likes to talk numbers. And so, you know, you got to get this over with. You get to it, give them their options. Talk about the waivers, because, like, that's pretty important. You can't just click on all the riders and not read them off, because that's illegal. Because later on you have to sign a form that says you've explained the benefits. You've explained what these riders are, and if you sign that form without doing so, that's fraud. So make sure to explain to the person what they're getting. Also, at this point, we're taking the opportunity. We're trying to educate the customer, because I happen to know most people know almost nothing about life insurance. Maybe they know there's whole life and there's term life. I mean, how many people can you say you've met who know the difference even between whole life and term life? Forget how much they'll need. So what we're doing here is we're educating the customers, and we're making it a personal thing for them. They need to care about this, because if they don't care about this and they don't get it in the future, I mean, if something happens, they're pretty much screwed. So we're sparing them that pain. We have a pretty important job. It's kind of tough. It can be kind of tough, but I really look forward to getting to be out in the field more often, because it's a very important job. So, sorry, there's a bug. So we've got the numbers, and then we go and we fill out the info. We get something that's okay for them. We get a number that's good for them. Like, we want it to be comfortable. We don't want them to have to strain to be able to pay their premiums. That's not good business, because if they do have to strain to pay their premiums, that's making them uncomfortable in the meantime, and we're not here to make our clients uncomfortable. We're here to make them more comfortable by having that knowledge that should something happen to them, no, we got it covered. You know, they don't have to worry about that, because I mean, everybody's gonna die, and as living beings, we tend to have, you know, mortality in the back of our minds kind of jumbling around, and this way we've got a lot of the issues, a lot of the fears that people have about when they're going to die. You know, what they leave, are their kids going to be okay? Is their husband or wife going to be okay? You know, will their family be able to carry on without them? A lot of people worry about that. In this way, they don't have to, because we've told them, we've educated them, so they know they've got it covered. Because there's so many people out there who have life insurance and they don't know what the heck it is. Somebody sold them life insurance and told them they needed a certain amount, and they were like, well, I can afford it, so okay. And they didn't really get the importance of it. And so what we're doing is we're educating them. We're letting them know the importance of our product. And hopefully we make a sale, because that's how you get paid. Once again, you do this, you say, you try to help the customer as much as you can, and some people aren't going to get it, and some people you're not going to be able to reach. At this point in time, I get the feeling that some customers, especially the younger ones, sometimes will do a little maturing, or maybe they're in a bad financial situation. They just really can't afford any extra expenses at the moment, and that's okay. We want to stay in touch with these people because we care about them, and they're going to get in touch with us. We're going to make sure that we're visible. We have a presence. We've impacted their lives, because if we've impacted their lives, they're going to remember us. And when they're in a situation where they're able, psychologically, financially, where they're able to get life insurance, we can help them out with that. And we're going to be first in their minds, because they've already had an experience with us and they trust us. That's the biggest thing, is we want the customer to trust us, we want the customer to trust the company, and we want the customer to trust the product. They need to know in their heart of hearts that when they die, their family will be taken care of. That's what we give to them, is knowing that their family will be taken care of and protected in the event of their demise. Okay, so we've done that whole thing. They know other people. They care about other people. Let's give them the opportunity. Once again, let's remind them that they have the opportunity to give this protection. We're letting them become kind of heroes because we're giving them the opportunity to give this protection, to send us to people and help protect the people they care about. So we're getting more referrals. Then you've got the super combo. The super combo is just paperwork. It's not difficult. You just read. Okay. Now sometimes there's some acronyms that can be a little. It's a lot of text on one page, and it can be a little much sometimes. But that's a-okay. Just speed through it, but check it twice, because it's important that this stuff is accurate. When it comes down to the second page of the super combo with all the lists of, do they drink alcohol? Are they high-risk takers? Do they have Alzheimer's? Just make sure to ask, sum up the question. Don't read out the whole thing, because that's a lot of technical jargon that honestly a bunch of people aren't going to understand sometimes for some of the questions. So just be like, hey, have you had any health problems recently? And if they're like, nope, no health problems, then just check out the list of health problems. Just be like, nope, no health problems, just keep going. If they're like, oh yeah, then you can be like, oh yeah, what? And they'll tell you, and you can be sure to check that off. It's all categorized very nicely and neatly for you. So we filled out the super combo. After we enter that, we validate it just to make sure we've got everything, because it's better to check it twice, really. And to also just make sure when you enter something in, look at it after you've entered it in, just to make sure you've entered it in correctly. Because if you misspell something, if you type a wrong number, that may screw up the whole form, and you may have to come back and visit that client face to face, and that's just a waste of everybody's time. So after you've typed something in, look at it, and if it's something like their account number or something with something that is something that could easily, you could transpose a couple numbers or letters, just read it back to them and make sure it's correct, because it may take a little extra. That little extra time will save you so much time in the future, so you don't have to come back and bother them and not be delivering benefits. It's like being Santa Claus. We want to be Santa Claus to these guys. We want to show up, and all they want to get from us is good things. Because if they get bad things from us, they're gonna eventually, if we continue to deliver bad things, we can't afford to screw up. Bad things make people not like you and make them not trust you, and we want them to like and trust us as people, as a company, and we want them to like and trust our products. We know they gotta know that they gotta believe that we work for them, that we represent them. And then so you've got the form, and then you wrap it up, you downclose, you head out to your next appointment, and you do it again. Help as many people as you possibly can. Good luck, guys.